Senator Luján.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Many of you may be aware of some legislation that I was proud to work on years ago with some of my Republican colleagues. And we got together and we came up with some legislation that would require technology in vehicles that would prevent drunk driving deaths. I remind my colleagues that when I was in my early 20s, I was hit on by a drunk driver. Thank God I'm here today. As many as 10,000 people, 11, 12,000 people lose their lives every year because of this. Now, one of the questions that I have in this particular space is around the many types of anti-drunk driving technology that already exists. There's even a recent announcement from a company that will provide a Japanese OEM with a driver monitoring system that includes alcohol impairment detection. The current NHTSA administrator, Jonathan Morrison, recently warned, quote, "There's a very major difference between an advanced driver assistance system and an automated driving system. The system you can buy in your vehicle today, with very rare exception, is a driver assist system. If you have an extra cocktail or two and you get behind the wheel and put it in, quote, hands-free mode, you're a drunk driver. I want you to be pulled over and I want you to be removed from the road." That's what Jonathan Morrison, the current NHTSA director, recently said. Mr. Smith, can you explain why self-driving features in cars requires a person to be alert and able to safely take over the vehicle's operations?
Thank you, Senator, for the question, but particularly for your work on the Halt Drunk Driving Act. That is incredible to be able to do something that will eventually save tens of thousands of lives every single year. And what you're describing is the fact that we have technologies that can do that. We have technologies that can drive a vehicle. Some of the same ones and other ones are able to detect if a human is actually capable of safely driving the vehicle. And as you point out, certain applications of driving automation envision that a human might still be able to or even need to drive for a portion of the trip. Not the kind of robo-taxis that we might talk about, but features on production vehicles often. And as part of the safe design of the system, the manufacturer needs to know that when the system says, "Hey, human, drive," that the human is in a position to do so, that they're not sleeping, that they're not drunk, that they're able to re-engage. And so a lot of that is the ability to understand directly or indirectly if a human is able to drive.
Mr. Moravi, what technology does Tesla leverage to ensure that a driver is alert? In other words, not impaired, drunk, distracted, or fatigued, and ready to take over the vehicle at a moment's notice. For your self-driving or autopilot technology to work correctly, isn't it necessary to determine that the driver can safely take over the vehicle?
Thank you, Senator Luján. Currently, for our full self-driving supervised system that is deployed in our consumer products, it is an L2 system, to your point, and it requires driver supervision. In those vehicles, we use a variety of detections to ensure that the driver is attentive, including eye monitoring, hands-on detection, and other bits of information to ensure that they're being attentive.
So when NHTSA completes its rule and sets standards to passively detect drunk or impaired driving with the HALT Act, do you believe Tesla will be able to implement this technology in the near future?
Senator Luján, we have a good relationship with NHTSA, and we work closely with them on all regulations and abide by them. And should they pass a new regulation to the description that you just mentioned, we would gladly ensure that we comply with it.
Appreciate it. Dr. Pena, do you support implementation of the HALT Drunk Driving Act, and how can your company help advance this life-saving initiative?
This is, one of my goals as well, to eliminate impaired driving. And so we support it. And this is one of the benefits of our vehicle. We never drive drunk, never distracted.
Dr. Pena, you're a systems engineer by trade, correct?
Yes, I am.
Can you explain the role of redundant systems in safety critical systems?
Oh, absolutely. Having redundancy allows you to have higher reliability and higher levels of safety. You always have to plan for the unexpected. So if some of your systems malfunction, you want a backup system to be able to come into play and allow you to continue to travel safely.
One of those tools is sensor fusion. if I'm not mistaken, and I'd ask if we could just get that entered into the record and we'll get the definition. As my time expires here, Mr. Moravi, can you explain to me why Tesla has decided to limit redundancy for its sensing systems by removing radar and relying solely on cameras?
Yeah, thank you, Senator Luján. Just a quick answer here. Our human roads are designed to be operated by pure vision, and I reject the notion that we don't have redundancy. We have 9 cameras, and each of them is independently wired to our central control. So in that sense, we have redundancy across the vision system that you mentioned.
Well, I mean, would you say that when Elon Musk, your CEO, that LiDAR and radar reduce safety due to sensor, you agree with that?
Senator Luján,
You don't want to answer, you don't have to, because I don't want to compromise you with whatever your next endeavor is.
we believe strongly that we can solve all of the self-driving needs with vision alone.
All right, well, Mr. Chairman, I know that when we talk about these self-driving things, there seems to be unanimous agreement, Democrats, Republicans, everyone involved, that LiDAR, cameras, all of this stuff works to keep everybody safe. And so I'm hoping we can drill in more. One question that I didn't have time to ask today, Mr. Chairman, is as we talk about all of these rules around self-driving cars, before you can get to full self-driving, Congress has to take action. Mr. Moravi, will you commit that Tesla, I don't want to call them salespeople, but the people that are at your facilities where people go pick up the cars that they order, to stop telling people that are purchasing Teslas that they can order a little hand weight from Amazon to trick the vehicle? Will you commit to sending an order out and saying, please stop that? Or not please, but demand that it stops?
Senator Luján,
if you don't know what's going on, I can tell you, and if you want to see a video, I'll show you one.
yeah, Senator Luján, I'm not aware of the specific instances you have, but we do inform our staff to educate our customers on the features of full self-driving supervised and the functionality during all sales events.
Mr. Chairman, I'll follow up with you on this one. I think we can get this one done. You don't have to do something publicly, but to teach people how to trick the rules, to put a little weight, and if you do a search on Amazon, you can get one right now. They're like 10 bucks. You strap the sucker on the wheel, and then it tricks the vehicle like your hands are on it. Tell them to stop doing that, and I just hope that we can work on that one, Mr. Chairman. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Just tell them to stop it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator